Alright, hello everybody. My name's Damien and I help to run the Stanion and Northants Astronomy Club. And you're probably watching this today because we're not having our monthly meeting this month and probably for the next 2 or 3 months either, due to this coronavirus shenanigans that's going on. So this is something I normally do during a club night after we've had our guest speaker and a short break to have a little chat. I'll deliver a Skyguide each month at Stanion and Northants Astronomy Club. So this month I decided to try and do a video and record myself speaking over it. So I've made a presentation as I normally do, and I'll just run through the slides highlighting some of the main things that you can see in the night sky this month. So we'll start off as normal with the planets. So the first slide will show you where to find Venus currently throughout April. So Venus is normally visible, well, it is visible all month in our western sky. Oh, what's this? Okay, sorry about that. So Venus is visible in the western sky after sunset all month, and it's hangs there in the sky for almost 5 hours after sunset. You're able to see it before it finally sets itself. It's mag minus 4.3, so currently the brightest thing in the sky, the brightest planet in the sky. And if you look at this part of the slide over here on the right, you see that on the 26th of April, there's a waxing crescent moon passes by very closely to the planet, so it'll make a very nice sight in the evening sky. So I'll move on to the next slide now. The Venus and the Pleiades. Just 2 nights from now, on the 3rd of April, the Pleiades will be passing by, Venus will be passing by the Pleiades. And as you can see there on the right of the image, the telescopic view, you should be able to see Venus nestled just on the side of the Pleiades. So that will make a very pleasing sight too, and quite a rare sight as well. I don't think this happens very often at all. So if you've got clear skies this Friday, it's a good chance to see this, and maybe take an image if you've got that capability. So next up we'll have a look at Mars. It's a morning object, so it's visible in the southeast before the sun rises. And currently it's on the end of this little chain of planets that we've currently got in our morning sky. Mars starts off at mag plus 0.8 and it brightens up slightly by the end of the month to around about plus 0.6, I believe. And on the 16th of April, we've got a waning crescent moon passes just underneath the red planet. So look out for that if you're up and about in the early hours. Move on now to Jupiter. It's mag minus 2.2, so that it's the second brightest planet in the sky at the moment. So this month, Jupiter also in the southeast before sunrise. Nice bright planet. And on the 15th of April, you'll be able to see Jupiter, Saturn, and looks like just after the last quarter moon, all joining together to make it like a nice sort of triangle there in the morning sky. And on the 8th of Jupiter, you'll be able to see a Ganymede shadow transit, which will be central on the planet's disk at around about 5:30 in the morning, British summertime. I should mention that all these views are from central England, so as long as you're in the UK, these views would apply to where you're located. This is an image of Jupiter I took a few years ago now, 2016. It's showing a shadow transit, and I think I've annotated the next image. Yeah, so you can see the moon Europa here, and you can see the shadow of Io here. Over here was the moon Io itself, and also had the great red spot in it, and it's in black and white because I used an infrared filter on my webcam on the telescope to capture this image. So the good thing about shadow transits on Jupiter, is that you're always able to see those quite clearly. And we'll move on now to Saturn. Mag plus 0.9 also forms part of that morning lineup in the southeastern sky. At the minute, it's the planet that's in between Jupiter and Mars. So the next brightest object between Jupiter and Mars will be Saturn. Here's an image I took a few years ago with that same filter again and the webcam. You can see the disk presents nicely at the minute. The only thing with the planets right now, or these three planets in the morning, is that they're not got much altitude, so the telescopic views probably won't be as good. We'll move on now to I've got a couple of comets to tell you about. This one is Comet Atlas, C/2019 Y4 Atlas, and it's currently the brightest comet in the sky. For this sky chart, I've used inthesky.org to generate this view to show where the comet will be all throughout April. So April the 1st, it starts off just coming out of Ursa Major, and then it spends the rest of the month going in towards Camelopardalis. It's currently mag 8.7 according to inthesky.org. You can also look at the BAA comet section as well to get the latest observations there. And this comet is predicted to peak at mag 6.9. It says minus 6.9 there, I can't imagine that. But 6.9 by the end of May. Yeah, so it's nicely situated. It'll be a circumpolar because it's in the northern sky, so visible all night long. And last week, I think about 26th, I got my telescope set up. I got 10-inch Newtonian, put a DSLR camera on it, and ended up with this image over an hour's worth of data. So you can see the stars are trailed here in this image, and the comet is still because I've stacked on the comet and not the stars. So that was the movement over an hour. It's got a nice bright green colour to it at the minute. There's a slight hint of a tail in my image here. I've seen other images which have much more tail visible in them, so hopefully as it brightens up, the tail will be easier to see and to image as well. So it's just one to have a little look at if you've got your telescope set up outside on any evening, and just see how it's coming along. This is a little animation I did of the same data. This is about 10 seconds worth of 10-second animation, which shows you about an hour's worth of movement of the comet against the background stars. It's always fun to do a little animation like that if you've got an hour or so's worth of data of a comet. There's also another comet currently visible in the northern hemisphere, in the northern sky, sorry, which is C/2017 T2 Pan stars. It's currently in Cassiopeia, and this comet also is heading into Camelopardalis, and it's predicted to peak at mag 8.8 in mid-May. So similar area to the sky as Comet Atlas currently. I don't think it's showing as much coma as Atlas is at the minute, but it's always worth keeping an eye on these things to see if they do have an outburst. So this slide here, actually I've put both comets onto the same sky chart, so you can see how close they are in that part of the sky. So if you've got a wide field set up, you might be able to image both comets in the same part of the sky. If you've got a setup that will let you capture this area of sky all in once, they might show up if they're both bright enough. Move on to some deep sky objects now. First couple of objects are in the same area of sky in Ursa Major. First one is M108, and then not far away from M108 at all is M97. So you can see from my sky chart here, they're just underneath the flat bit of the plough. And if I show you this image here, which I took a few years ago, you can see that they both fit into the same field of view for my 10-inch Newtonian and DSLR camera. So it makes for quite a pleasing image to see a galaxy sort of angled towards us. And then we've also got a planetary nebula over here, which is the Owl Nebula. And you can see just in the middle there, I take it that's the remnants of the star that created the nebula. So two different objects in one field of view. And it's quite a nice image. The next object is also multiple images, multiple galaxies that you can get in the same image, which is the Leo triplet, which consists of NGC 3623, 3627 and 3628. And you can see them just below the hind quarter of Leo, which is in the southern sky at the moment as viewed from the UK. I'll go to the next slide. Here's an image I took of the Leo triplet of galaxies a few years ago again. You can see this galaxy over here on the left. You can see the dust lane splits the disk as we view it side on, and the other two galaxies are angled towards us, and you can just see the the spiral arms on both those galaxies. Also a bit of hydrogen alpha sort of gas, the red's visible in that lower one there as well. We have a meteor shower peaking this month as well. So the Lyrids are active between the 14th and the 30th of April, and they're due to peak on the 22nd of April. Near the constellation Lyra, you can see over here the radiant is just to the right of Vega as we view it. And the good thing this year is that the moon is well out of the way, just about onto new moon when this shower peaks. So the evening of the 22nd, around about midnight, is when you're most likely to see some meteors from this shower. Now there's only if your hourly rate is predicted, usually around about 18 per hour. It's in perfect conditions if the radiant was right above your head. But you never know what's going to happen in meteor showers. You could get an outburst. So yeah, it's a good year, but it's not a good year for having a little star party to all get together like we usually do with social distances. Still active right now. It's not a good idea to get together. So, but will be good just to maybe have a little solo session in your back garden, get the sun lounger out and see if you can see any meteors from the shower on the night of the 22nd. The International Space Station is only visible for the next few nights. So today's the 1st, and then we're only going to see the space station in the evenings of the 2nd and the 4th as well. There's been some nice high bright passes in March, but now as you can see from the altitudes here, they're getting lower now, and then we'll lose the space station right until the end of the month. It doesn't return until the 29th, when we'll see it in the morning skies. So here's tonight's pass on the 1st of April. It will rise around about just after 9:30 this evening, and it'll only reach a maximum altitude of 20 degrees, but it'll pass through the southern sky. It'll pass straight under the belt of Orion and carry on, and then it will pass into the Earth's shadow and disappear just before it reaches due south. So it'll be a nice little pass to watch, one of the final ones of the month. Here's an image I took of the ISS as it passed over. It's heading over towards the east in the early hours a few years ago. I usually use heavensabove.com to get the predictions, or if you want to use your mobile phone, you can download the ISS Detector app, which gives you quite up-to-date and quite reliable data on where and when you can see the International Space Station. So I'm just going to finish off now with a few images that some of my fellow Stanion and Northants Astronomy members have taken this month. I'll start off with this one by Titch Wykes. He imaged the M63 Sunflower Galaxy, which is also in Ursa Major, I believe, the same constellation as we saw the surfboard and the Owl Nebula earlier on. So it's a nice capture here from Titch. You can clearly see the spiral arms of the Sunflower Galaxy there. And the last three images I'll show you are all by Graham Algeo. He's had a busy month out astro imaging. This image he took of Mare Humorum and crater Schickard. He took these just after our last meeting at the beginning of March. Yeah, it's a lovely detailed image of the moon's surface there. Lots of good craters visible. The next image is M81 and M82, also by Graham. It's got the another pair of galaxies here that are visible in the same field of view on your telescope and DSLR camera. I've got M82 on the right, I've got M81 here on the left. Yeah, two galaxies, two spiral arm galaxies, but M82 is viewed side on, from here, and M81 is angled towards us. You can just see the spiral arms swinging around each side of the galaxy. And the last image I'm going to show you this month is also in Ursa Major. This is the Whirlpool Galaxy, or M51, also by Graham Algeo. Yeah. This is a really detailed image. You can see a lot of bright spots there in this spiral galaxy, which is consuming the smaller galaxy which is right next to it. And you can see it's called the Whirlpool because it appears to be dragging this smaller galaxy into this spiral pattern here. So I'm going to sign off now. Wish you all clear skies for the rest of the month. Hopefully you can all get out and do some stargazing whilst we're all having to stay at home, and hopefully it won't last for too much longer. So if you all like this, I'll do another one again next month. Thank you very much, and clear skies.